Hello, hello.
Top of the day to you, kind sir.
How are you?
I'm outstanding.
Oh,
I'm outstanding today. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Apologies here. I'm just look. There we go. I was adjusting our little picture settings here, so I think we're good.
Well, a
We're
friend of
we're all.
mine this weekend who's in a near fatal car accident. I don't know if it's
Oh,
been a year or two ago. His best friend was killed in it, and my friend Brian's been in wheelchair part of the time, and he's got all kinds of. He goes to a psychiatrist. He's in rehab. He's really having a hard time. He said to me, "If you don't have medical problems, you don't have problems." And I was like,
yeah,
"Well, no, there's financial problems too, you know."
yeah,
But I accepted it in the spirit in which he shared it, because
yeah,
for him to be healthy
yeah, yeah.
is
No,
so
I
good.
that's yeah. I can. I on the one hand, I do see that. It falls into a little bit of the whole straw man argument, right? Um, you
What do you
know,
mean?
it's kind of like, well, you're complaining about this or this, but so and so over here is struggling with this, terminal illness, this difficult disease to manage and diagnosis and all of this. Like, and so, I get where he's coming from, but it can also go that direction of kind of the straw man argument. But I think
Yeah,
it's important to know everybody's kind of packing along some real tough stuff, whether it be medical or life stress. I mean, even stress. I mean, nowadays, I think you can classify those mental health challenges and struggles truly as medical as well. I think we're moving that direction. So, but
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
True,
So
true. And you told me in the green room that you are getting together with your buddies for how long on the
oh yeah.
campus?
So we do a big family camping, and it's a bunch of guys I knew met in college, and um, I was in a fraternity, so we met through that avenue, and over the years they've kind of facilitated some guys trips for camping, and then it sort of branched out to become our wives became friends and did stuff together, and then we've just been doing this family camping thing every summer, usually in second third weekend of August, and yeah, we've been doing that going on, gosh, I want to say 15 years. Yeah. So that's coming up for us this week.
Right.
It's a nice little tradition. Um, I can definitely see where there'll be some conflicts for us if our daughter continues to be very competitive with her soccer club, because depending on the weekend, it overlaps with her club's hosted soccer tournament. So this year she's missing her club hosted soccer tournament, but she's still 9, so we'll wait until she's truly in the premier select club
Yeah.
type level and older to see if it's kind of a deal breaker. But yeah,
It's
life
the
is
um, it's the way of the suburbs nowadays to really devote so much time into these club sports and
oh
soccer and
geez.
etc.
Yeah, it's a bit much. I'm we'll talk side quest here for a moment with that, but yeah, the sports all say that children athletes who develop with multi sports, they want to encourage that, uh, and but it's not like when I grew up or you grew up where you got protected seasons for this sport, this sport, this sport, and you can do 3 sports. Nowadays, like, sure, they say do basketball or do track or do volleyball, do whatever, do soccer. Well, then they host off season trainings and other activities for whatever it may be, and you're like, well, where's the sanctity for other sports and their seasons? And then if you don't participate in these off-season things, then your child kind of falls behind skill level, and there's a question of whether they make the teams anymore because they're doing some other sport and not participating in the other
Yeah.
trainings and the off-season stuff. So it's like, volleyball, cheer, soccer, those things, they're so demanding that they really don't leave room for you to do some other sport because, yeah. But anyway, that's my little spiel on that.
Yeah.
So,
And
first
I'll,
world problems.
what'd you say?
Say first world problems. It's not a real problem. It's
Yeah,
not a
right,
medical problem.
right. And I'll
Yeah.
share with you my I've been feeling very philosophical and spiritual for the last
Okay.
2 days, more than usual, because we had the high school reunion this
Oh,
this year, 50th,
good grief.
50th. Yeah, isn't that
Wow.
something?
That is.
I'm that old. Um, and I skipped actual the formal reunion part, but they had
Huh?
some sort of partying situation on Friday night. Then they
Oh,
had
okay.
the school tour, the tour of the old high school on Saturday morning. Then they had the formal part reunion, kind of like a
Yeah.
ball type thing,
Uh-huh.
and then on Sunday they had even more. I went to
Okay.
the I went to the tour of the high school,
Ah,
and there were 50 to 60 of us showed up.
wow. Okay.
Class of 525,
Oh my goodness, that's a big class.
530 maybe. Uh, when we graduated, I'm a real extrovert. When we graduated, I had the list of all my fellow, and I was friends with everybody except for about 10 or 15 of them.
Yeah.
That's just extrovert stuff. But um, I got there. 10% of us are dead, you know,
Oh,
about
yeah.
50, 55. Um,
That's for a 50-year anniversary, 10%. That's not bad.
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I was
yeah,
thinking a higher percentage
yeah,
by 50-year high school reunion would be deceased. Yeah.
yeah. Um, Two of them are really good friends for
Uh-huh.
me.
Yeah.
Linda and Jay. So anyway, we went on the tour, and this isn't the philosophical point, but the taxpayers of the city of Brookfield, where I grew up, have poured
Okay.
millions of dollars into this school since I
Oh,
graduated. When I graduated, it was just like classrooms. There was a nice
yeah.
gym, there was a swimming pool. It was nice, but we thought it was nice, but comparatively, it's now like a castle
Oh, wow.
of high tech.
Wow.
They've got robot creation laboratory, and there's
Oh, cool.
yeah, and their metallurgy and their musical, the choral stuff is just like this. The acoustics
Yeah.
were just amazing. They've got a coffee house in the
Oh,
school.
wow.
It used to be the library,
Like a
but
student-run coffee house and yeah.
yeah. But the big deal for me was, I was kind of shy and nervous as I was pulling up to the school. The
Hmm.
old the old feeling of, oh, this is my adolescent cohort. These are the people that we kind of jostled for popularity, whatever that meant. It wasn't really popularity; it was more like power.
Yeah.
And my whole thing was just to survive. But I had a lot of good friends. Um,
Right.
um, but I really, as we walked around the school, I felt the presence of the past so
Mm.
strongly it was just about tangible.
Yeah.
And I know that there's this. Uh, it's called morphic resonance. It's kind of like
Okay.
quantum physics in the sense of being studied by a bunch of people with PhDs, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like quirky science, but
Okay.
it's has a lot of sophistication to it. And they say that the past, it does exist in the sense of a karmic imprint in the universe, in the
Mm.
cosmos, which sounds pretty out there, but this is a scientific thing.
Yeah.
But I was feeling it. I was feeling it. I was feeling the connection to the past very strongly. I could see things, like specific
Mhm.
instances which were made me funny or which were poignant. I could hear the Rolling Stones as if it was yesterday. Um, what else could I do? Uh, you know, I just remember specific moments of people being angry or happy or funny, and I could see it and feel it. I was like, and my two friends that I mentioned that are dead, Linda
Mhm.
and Jay, I could think of them and just bring them so alive to me. Linda was Linda Huber. So I was Hughes and she was Huber. Our lockers
Okay.
were next to each other. Well, there's one person between us, Dave Hudson, but he never went to school. So I walked past the lockers, and there they still were.
Oh,
The lockers
wow.
were still there. I winked at them, and I thought of Linda, who died tragically. Um,
Hmm.
but she used to walk into the up to the locker at 8 o'clock in the morning and say, "I just don't know about doing this today. This is just so hard for me." And I give her a hug, and she'd say that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and we developed a good friendship over the years that we were in high school together. Uh,
Yeah.
and Jay was a very funny guy, very very funny guy, and very irreverent. And we were together at the 40th reunion, in which he said, "John, I got some medical challenges which are getting more and more scary," you know.
Right.
And he was dead, before the 50th reunion. He died maybe 5 years ago,
Okay.
and I could still see him so vividly in my memory. You know,
Yeah.
so it's just this ongoing powerful connection with this group of people that were my adolescent cohort.
Right.
It definitely, I don't know what the word spiritual means, but it felt spiritual.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to the actual reunion for more earthly matters. It's There's a lot
Yeah.
of people in that class that are Trump fascists now,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
I'm just like, I just don't want to go.
Yeah.
I just don't want to go sit there with them.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
No, that's fair.
these other people are, great. So
Yeah.
it was like a life moment for me.
Yeah. Sounds like I mean, what were you kind of mentally thinking, processing, preparing, going into it? Did you anticipate it being having this impact for you, or was it just like, hey, I'm gonna go and
No, I did
just
not anticipate this
be
this
open?
level of power. It was. Um, oh, I hope I don't run into. I have had a couple friends on
Mm.
Facebook that we unfriended each other because of
Oh, yeah.
fallout over Trump.
Hmm.
Them saying, "Well, you know, raping girls is okay because the liberal media is making that up or whatever."
Right.
Just
Yeah.
kind of horrific reasoning. Um,
Yeah.
so I kind of wanted to. I drove up thinking I don't want to really deal with them. I'm not going to deal with them. I
Right.
hope that I just see some friendly faces and I'll kind of make it make it through.
Yeah.
And then
No, that makes sense.
there was Ellen and there was Brian and there was Kathy and then there was the school valedictorian Don, who was a very eccentric person, but very wonderful, very wonderful. And he was the
Yeah.
top automotive engineer for Ford for many
Oh, wow.
years. Yeah, yeah. Um, he gets out of his car with a goofy looking T-shirt. Says, "I'm not fast nor furious." He gets out of his car, and he walks towards us, and it was just like he's as old as the rest of us, but his essence is still there. It was beautiful.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was me.
That's cool.
The older I get, the more I want to commune with this sort of experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Human connection.
Interesting. Well, that
Yeah.
gives me a little hope because I feel like the older I get, the less I want human connection. But maybe that's just this phase of life.
I know
Well,
some people one
once
down
the
the
kids are
hall.
grown and I'm not like dealing with the stress of raising children and they're kind of, adults on their, I'll feel like
Right.
I need more connection in my life.
Yeah.
But
Well, you're outing with your buddies.
yeah.
That'll be a good human connection, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So there we are. There we are. Oh, and show and tell.
Oh, okay. What do we got? Ooh, wow. Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Look at that.
That's cool.
What do you think?
That's pretty awesome.
It's
I
really
like that.
popping.
Pretty little pink flowers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's popping.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, last time, are you ready to switch gears?
Sure. Yeah.
Last time we talked about kinship time and ledgers in the land. We did 2 meditations.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and my thought process these days is that we're it seems to me, and I don't think I'm being extremist, that we're drifting into more and more danger of
Mm.
techno feudalism.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and surveillance is part of that,
Hmm.
and mind control is part of that.
Yeah.
People becoming less and less assertive about their right to think
Right.
for themselves, and more. Well, what does AI say about this? We'll just turn to AI and they'll give us the answer, and they'll write us a nice essay or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and there are real bad people. I think one
Right.
guy's name is Peter Thiel,
Hmm.
and there's Steve Miller,
Right.
in, and there's a guy named Curtis. I didn't look him up over the 2 weeks. I think his last name is Slavin,
Mm.
but he's like the guru of all these people that want the billionaires to take us over,
Mm.
you know, and they're dedicated to it.
Right.
And how do we fight back against that? Counter culture. It seems to me a very urgent situation
Yeah.
for us to have a bona fide counterculture, not one that's just based on, um, oh, I don't want to be too dismissive of the 60s, but drugs and rock and roll.
Right.
But really um, cultivates true depth at scale, a lot of people being different, you know,
Right.
so that we're not co opted by this stuff. And I looked to Emergence magazine.
Oh yeah. Yep.
They are they're devoted to, they call it ecology, culture, and spirituality. So that out of those three strands woven together, something new, much more wholesome, much more human affirming, and uh, non human animal life affirming
Right.
can emerge. It's about emerging.
Yeah.
And this summer, they have shared, at first it was four. Last time I was talking to you, it was four meditations. Now it's up to eight.
Oh, okay.
Four more have popped in. So
Cool.
we did two last time.
Uh-huh.
We're going to do two this time. We're going to do two the following time, and then the two the following time after that.
Okay.
Total of eight.
Sounds
Um,
good.
yes, yes, digging into the richness of wisdom that is out there for us to buy into and cultivate. Um, and so last time we did kinship time and the the ledger in the land, I think it was called. Kinship time was let's get outside of simply having our time be about what the clock tells us it is.
Hmm. Oh, I
People are
got a
responsible for their own minds. I'm tired of hearing excuses about social media, etc. And get a grip on your own mind. Thank you, honey. I agree.
yeah.
Yes, get a grip on your own mind and reality. But
That's so
people
true.
really need to cultivate that seriously. People are responsible. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. I mean, it's there's to that point, you know, without completely taking things too far direction. I think about just the world we're experiencing right now with discrediting every source and reality via social media. And at the end of the day, you just have to, there might be some manipulation of truths on everybody's different agenda, but there is nuggets to discern enough reality to make good, reasonable judgments on your own.
Right.
Uh, you rather than just throwing something out saying that's this right wing, this liberal, leaning media. There are some things in there that do allow for some parsing of reality and scrutinizing, and I think that's where everybody has to go at some point
Yeah.
here.
Like the
We can't
labor numbers that came
your
out,
views wrong because like it's yeah. So
the unemployment numbers that came out, and then Trump fired the head of the labor. And so I'm sure next time the numbers come out, it'll be all it'll all be falsified. We got
yeah,
to be able to see through that.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah. So
yeah.
it's we did kinship time, which is thinking about our kinship with um, actual life that's in our landscape.
Hmm.
Like the birds that are flying around in our neighborhood, the trees, the life that is changing with the seasons. And then there's also
Right.
ledger in the land, and that's talking about really developing a sense of wonder about about like what was this property that I live on? What was it like 100 years ago?
Yeah.
And what will it be like in 1,000 years? And what are ledgers? Is what are some indications? Where's some indication to me of what this place was like? Slowing down, getting off of the mental grid,
Hmm.
so to speak, so that you
Right.
can tune into not like a flaky hippie, but really like a thoughtful person, um, tuning into the light, the sound, the movement. When I meditate enough, I start to feel like I can really feel the earth spinning. I can't literally, but I get a sense of it just from the sun rising and setting, the sun rising and setting, light changing, the seasons changing. You start to feel a little more nuance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we've done. And now we've got two new ones.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Walking out of time, and then meeting Kairos, excuse me, Kairos. When I studied Greek in the 80s, that word meant season. So
Okay.
we'll see what they had to say. All right, walking out of time from Emergence Magazine's Summer of Practice. And now I'm pulling it up. All right. Humans have evolved to set one foot in front of the other. Our bipedal bodies are finely tuned for walking. Excuse me. Traveling at our most natural pace, we form relationships with what surrounds us, our own kinetic bodies, synchronizing with the living world. No matter where we walk, a bustling street or a secluded woodland, the metronomic rhythm of feet finding ground can open us to a simultaneous experience of deep inwardness and profound outer attentiveness. Receptive to the present moment, we can step into the expanse of the timeless. Visit a park or trail with the intention of going on a walk of decent length. If possible, select a place that allows you a sense of solitude and visit at a time of day when you won't feel rushed to return to your home or work, if you can. For the first few minutes of your journey, bring your attention to the rhythm in your body as you walk. Focus on the steady beat of your footsteps, the flex and release of your muscles, the inhale and exhale of your breath. See if you can feel the pulse of your heartbeat. With this growing sense of embodiment, allow thoughts and emotions to pass through as you walk. I used to do this thing where I'd walk. I'm just going off of this for a second. And I'd pay attention to the feel of my feet touching the ground through my sneakers. After some time, while directing part of your attention inward, slowly widen your awareness to include the rhythms pulsing in the landscape around you. Perhaps you notice the call and reply of songbirds, trees respiring with the breeze, or the hum of a nearby engine. Do these rhythms keep time with any that you feel in your own body? Are there some rhythms that feel continuous, ancient, eternal, like waves of heat rising from rock, the rise and fall of shadows, the quiet turning of the planet? I love that question. Are there some rhythms that feel continuous,
Mm-hmm.
ancient, eternal, like waves of heat rising from rock, the rise and fall of shadows, the quiet turning of the planet? Further into the walk, notice as the borders between the rhythms of your body and those of your surroundings begin to soften. Attend to the way your feet are meeting the earth with each step. Present both within yourself and within the landscape. What expands, contracts, or falls away? What happens to the quality of each moment as you move through the world with this depth of attention, and as the world moves through you? All right. That is walking out of time. And I invite people to listen to that, which I just read a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you can walk, for one thing, don't mean to be ableist, but if you can walk, if you can get out, uh, maybe listen while you're walking. It only took about 5 minutes. And then extend your walk and kind of go along with this
Hmm.
and see what happens. And if you uh, want, you can go back to your place and write down your observations. Do it a second time, write down your observations, see if anything's changed, deepened, opened, closed, gotten shallower, whatever it is, it's altered. Maybe the circumstances of your day, the context that you're coming from, affects the quality of your walk. But what happens if you do this 20 times? Is the 20th walk different from the first?
Yeah. I posted for our viewers live or after the fact in the chat a link to Emergence Magazine. They do looks like they do a couple of these guided video meditations with. So the first one I just shared there is the walking out of time. So if anybody wants to check that out afterward or explore more, there's that too. So
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. How did you feel about the walk idea?
yeah, um, I like it. I think I would probably. I mean, it definitely would be one worth putting in the headphones, listening to it while
Ah,
walking.
yeah.
Like really, and um, and even a bit slower
Ah,
to kind of integrate some of those thoughts, ideas into sort of the practice.
beautiful.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking as I was imagining it. Trying to visualize myself going on a walk and doing these in engaging in this sort of this mindfulness and this meditation. Um, so I think it would definitely be one I'd want to do while exploring the outdoors instead of sitting here with technology all around me.
Right.
I was feeling that was a barrier to really getting into the moment of it, but I could try to imagine. So
So
and for some people,
Saturday and
imagining.
Sunday. Go ahead.
Oh, I said for some people doing kind of imagining in the comfort of their home or desk or on their phone wherever they are, that works. But yeah, that's one I'll have to re-listen to.
Good. We
And
invite our
maybe,
viewers to do it too.
yeah.
I on Saturday and Sunday I went out for walks with this in mind.
Okay.
Um, Saturday I went over to the Mequon Nature Preserve, which is nearby.
Okay.
I can't remember how many acres it is, 400, 500. Uh,
Hmm.
they bought it and they've planted a couple thousand trees, like 5,000 bushes and
Nice.
10,000 plants.
Very cool.
They are restoring it to what it was in 1600.
Oh, wow.
They say it's going to take another 30 or 40 years to get it there because all the
Yeah.
vegetation needs to mature.
Right.
That's what they're working it towards.
That's cool.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So as I'm out walking in it already, even though it's 30 or 40 years away, I'm getting a sense of walking in 1600 Wisconsin, you know,
Nice.
until
Yeah.
somebody walks by with something blaring or something. But um, yeah, it's just incredible beauty.
Yeah.
And I'm not going, oh, beautiful, but I'm feeling it inwardly.
Right.
And then yesterday was like the world's most perfect day,
Uh
temperature
huh.
wise. It was like 73 with a slightly gentle breeze and a really nice um, quality of sunlight. not
Okay.
overwhelming, not overly bright,
Yeah.
august, August light. Um, and it was just like, oh, I just walked for more than an hour. I usually walk for an hour. I just kept walking because it was just there was nobody out in my neighborhood. I wasn't in Mequon Nature Preserve yesterday, but I was just walking and I was just like, oh, this is just delicious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, delicious.
That's cool.
So then I'm just feeling like I just want to be one with this,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
So, so that was that. Does anybody that's watching want to say anything?
I don't see any new comments yet. So,
Maybe they're writing it down now. All right. Well, anybody wants to comment during the week, they can comment on a presentation when it's not live, can't they?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. YouTube, there's definitely room for comments on the
Yeah,
replays. Yeah. Yep.
you're invited to do that.
Yes,
We'd love
please.
to hear from you, one and all. Okay, this next one is meeting Kairos.
And Kairos, you said was season.
Yeah, this isn't exactly how they're using it here. But
Okay.
when I learned Greek, and chronos is the alternative here,
Uh huh.
chronological. So in my mind, when I was in my 20s and learning these words, chronos and kairos, I thought of chronos as being the second by second, minute by minute march of time.
Okay.
Kairos being more of an opened up season, a
Right.
little more timeless. So it's kind of what they're talking about here. All right. The ancient Greeks offered some early language for our experience of time. In their stories, Chronos, old and powerful, oversaw the order and progression of time. And thus the word chronos came to represent quantitative time,
Okay.
linear, predictable, and abstracted from the world. I like that, abstracted from the world. That was a key insight I didn't have when I read this, when I had these words in my mind in my 20s.
Hmm.
Conversely, Kairos, the youthful wing footed god of opportunity, expressed the quality of and possibility within a given moment. Kairos is timing that the moment itself dictates, an opening in time in the wake of interruption and change. I'll say that again because it tripped me up a little bit. An opening in time in the wake of interruption and change. How does our sense of time determine how we participate in the world? How can we learn to balance our reliance on structured time with an openness to the opportunities presented by the unpredictable? All right. So here's the actual meditation.
Okay.
Begin by paying attention to the experience of chronos time. Perhaps you're doing a chore, completing a work project, or eking out a portion of time for leisure. Consider how you organize what you're doing by the time on the clock or an imposed schedule. What is the quality of your attention like? How is the nature of your activity shaped by the time constraints around it? Do you feel tense, supported, rushed? What kinds of activities lend themselves more naturally to chronos timing? Experiment with stepping out of the frame of chronos and being attentive to the spontaneous emergence of kairos time. Choose a simple practice that brings you into contact with the living world, such as hiking, cooking, planting, or swimming. Begin when you feel called to, when the moment feels right, and attend to your instincts and the world around you. Looking for signals to pause, stop, or continue. If you're interrupted or something surprises you, lean in to any new possibilities that are arising in this moment. When you feel your activity has run its course, turn to your notebook. What is it like to listen to the moment, to let time unfold of its own accord? Consider time scales beyond yourself. What might our landscapes look like without the imposition of mechanized time? Imagine the movement and interaction of people and creatures. How might this pace of existence shift? How would our relationships and activities change? So that's meeting Kairos.
Yeah. That's, whew. I think we're, as you're, typical of me in meditation. Um, and I
Yeah,
think I've mentioned this before with my struggles, is to recognize the mind wandering on something as in response to one of a prompt, um, or yeah. And I found myself really thinking a lot about everything I do or we do, whether it's, there's all this emphasis on productivity nowadays and being on task and I think I mentioned this before as somebody who is learning more and more about my own ADHD and living with it without knowing I had it and living with it after. And time blindness is one of those things that's often ascribed to people living with ADHD, and it's so
timeline.
true. Time blindness, yeah, meaning well, and just um, a scale misrepresentation. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I only I dilly dallied and I only have 20 minutes to get ready for work. Oh, no problem. Like it'll just take this much to do my shower. It'll take this much to brush my teeth. It'll take this much, and next thing you know, 30 minutes have passed, and I was like, well, shoot, I was supposed to be driving to work already and almost there. Being perpetually late, it comes with that too. Um, and it's because and there's also this, so that's one piece of it, this time blindness that I struggle with. And then there's this part of when I don't have to rush because I was blind to time and I just gave myself the freedom to do something without being tied to the a scale or a constraint of time. I really set an intention of, and this goes back to cliche, and this is what this reading made me think of, is just enjoying that journey, right? And I think we talked about that. There was a point where we weren't seeing something happening with the the flowers, and we talked about like having this expectation of time, and it's like, well, what about there's a journey of it that
Yes, that was great.
focus on the destination. And so I think that I was tying all that together and trying to think, and it's like, so something triggered this slew of thoughts. So I was in that in the depths of this stuff while you were continuing to read. Um, so So if it seemed like so unfortunately, as with many meditations, we often go down our little own rabbit holes. And there's the
Yes.
question of, do I reel myself back into the moment, into the present, or is it, hey, this is in a nutshell, while listening to a meditation about time and the immersion of it and exploration of it and whatever, I literally just explored. Um,
Yeah.
and
Very real.
so,
Very
yeah,
real.
just the irony of that kind of hit me.
For
So,
sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but anyway, I think, it does help. Um, it helps me be a better, like, just thinking about, just to say, driving somewhere, right? And if I know I'm not in a hurry, then I'm like, oh, well, I'm not worried about the pace here with this car. And, oh, I should go around this person who's going exactly the speed limit. And it's like, when you let go of that time and you just say, there's a journey to be had here, and I'm going to laugh at the nuances, and notice something that I wouldn't normally notice because I'm too caught up in the rat race and the hurry and the rush and the productivity. So I think it's really a good, this meditation really made me, or brought me back to something I try to incorporate as an intention through my daily life, which is just to notice things. And you can't notice things, you can't calm yourself, bring yourself back down if you let the time be the focus. Um, so yeah, it goes to that little cliche journey of enjoy the journey. It's not about the destination, whatever words of wisdom people throw out there. And whether it be going to the grocery store or getting to your 50th high school reunion, um, or retirement or whatever, or your kids getting out of the house, like, um, we think about destination rather than the whole journey and all the moments in between, in the middle of it all. So yeah.
It's the
Anyway,
power, the power, the subtle power of our conditioning.
yeah.
Our parents tell us, here's the concepts that matter. Our neighborhood
Hmm.
tells us that. Our church, if our parents take us to church, tells us that. Our school tells us that. The news tells us that. They say, pay attention to this over here. This
Yeah.
is what you should be paying attention to.
Our
And
employer tells us that, like,
who does?
yeah. Oh, employers are
Oh, big time.
write our paychecks. Yeah.
And you have to in order to survive. But then, what are you
Yeah.
missing? And when can you pay attention to what you don't have, what they're not forcing you to pay attention to, and
Right.
how do you deal with it?
Yeah.
So kinship time. How am I kin with the birds, with the rabbits, with the coyotes, with the deer, with the fish in the sea, with the trees, with the sunshine, with the light, with the seasons? How am I the butterflies, the snapdragons,
Hmm.
the soil, the worms, the microbes? How am I kin with all of this?
Right.
You know, I've been told to overlook that stuff, and in order to survive, I have to at least some of the time. Um, and then they take you next to ledgers in time, which is the chronos, the chronology of all the stuff that's out here in the land. It's not just built in 1978, or not just built, my subdivision, these houses were built in the 21st century.
Yeah.
So what was there before? This isn't the only reality that exists, And I love how reality intrudes on us here in this neighborhood when the coyotes come around, you
Yeah.
know. Um, But the old trees that are in brand new yards, what's the history of that tree?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and then Kairos time. Um,
Hmm.
this is when the train of thought, the pell mell rush is interrupted, and then you're set free from Chronos for a minute. You know, the
Right.
chronology sequence, and you're able to kind of see, ah, I'm sitting here with my snapdragons, and my
Right.
cats are nearby,
Yeah.
and Cats Up is nearby. You're free. And then the other one was walking and just it's kind of mindfulness about your immersion in this world. It's all, what would be the word that I want to use? Countercultural, subversive
Mm.
of the agenda that the billionaires have for us.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
all inviting us into awarenesses that are not encouraged.
Yeah.
They're not paid. That are not frenzied and frenetic.
Let's see. We have a comment. What do we got here? Oh, let's see. What do we have? I am certified in MBTI. Oh, is that Myers Briggs? And being a Cancer and maybe a P is a legitimate way to be. Life in the U.S. may not reward it, but it is how some of us are. We have a place too. That's right.
What's P stand for?
Um, oh gosh,
Oh,
in
I'm one too. I am one
Myers
too. I'm
yeah,
ENFP or something like that.
yeah. Um, oh gosh, I forget what the last P means. Huh.
Perceiving
Perceiving. Yeah, yeah, that sounds
or
right.
perceptive.
Okay. Perception, perceiving. Yeah,
We do have a place.
yeah. I think it's percepting and judging are the two in that, right? I
Yeah,
think that's what it is.
yeah,
Because it's either J or P in the last and the MBTI.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah. It's been a minute since I've done an MBTI. Um, I don't know if I've been a P or if I've been a J.
You seem like a P to me.
Really?
Hmm.
Ah, man, I feel
But
like
I mean, in order to be a nurse, you got to have
revealing
J.
too much about myself, but I think I was an INFJ.
In order to be a successful nurse, you got to use J
That's true.
capacities.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll have to do it again. It's been a while since I've done it, but I
good.
felt like I was definitely an introvert. Definitely intuition. Yeah, I'll have to look at that again. It's
Yeah.
been a while.
Now,
There's a big five. I've been reared towards the big five when last I was encouraged to self improvement and whatnot. Yeah, so
what's the big five?
that's it's a big five personality type, and it tells you kind of like where you are in five different personality characteristics.
Yeah,
Uh, and then you can kind of figure out like which one you're strongest in. That kind of guides more of your personality. So yeah,
yeah.
so,
Um,
yeah. Anyway,
I wanted to say that we're coming to a spot pretty soon. Well, let me backtrack. I become book friends with a guy. He is a Zen priest
Oh,
over in
okay.
Minnesota, and right now his name escapes me. We just recently became friends.
Okay.
Um, and he said, "Hey, do you have an interest in reading my book?" I said, or he put out a thing. He says, "Does anybody want to read my book?" And I said, "I will." It's not published yet, but he able to send me a copy, an advanced copy.
Cool.
It's
Yeah.
called Open Reality,
Okay.
and guess what it talks about? It's even on the cover of the book. The polycrisis.
Oh, really?
Yes, the polycrisis. How to be
Cool.
in the polycrisis.
Opening reality. Okay.
Open reality. Open
Open
reality.
reality. Open
So
reality.
I am, and shoot, that's terrible. I can't remember his name, but it's
Yeah.
I'll have it next time. But
Okay.
I want to get him on here on
Yeah.
our podcast. Maybe
We
not in
should.
2 weeks, but in four.
Okay.
I'm reading this book, and it's an easy read. It's a very good read, and he and I. It's interesting. Uh, we're just cut from the same cloth in the terms of who he chooses to quote in his book.
Uh-huh.
Bio Kamalafe, Rebecca Solnit. I don't think he's yet gotten to Nora Bateson, but I'm assuming he will.
Yeah.
Robin Wall Kimmerer. Um, so many. We're on the same track so thoroughly, and
Okay.
how to be in the polycrisis. That I'm going to probably finish the book in about a week, and I might even. I'd like to invite him to my house, and he would talk to people here in the house. This would be off the Monday
Right.
schedule that we have, and we'd plug them on to Zoom. And if anybody wants to watch his interactions with us in person, that'd be one thing. But for sure, we'd have him on a podcast um, uh, edition like we have on
Cool.
Mondays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That would be cool.
Our
Yeah,
first,
definitely. Let me keep you posted as you and him kind of sync up and
I'll keep you
collaborate.
posted in the texts
Yeah.
between the weeks, and then
Okay.
also online when we have firm dates and when I've got his name. That's kind of tacky.
Okay.
I don't remember it, but
Sounds good.
it's kind of a
4 weeks.
different name. It's like Shodo or something like that.
Okay.
Might
4
be
weeks.
a
Yeah.
term for
That'll.
Zen priest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not two, maybe 4 weeks. We start to look at that. That'll be. We'll be looking at Labor Day for that if it was about 4 weeks. So, but
Good heavens.
yeah, we'll work all of that out. All right. Perceive, yes, meaning we don't thrive on structure. Sorry,
Is that what
was
Mary
reading
wrote?
Cat's up comment. Perceive is the P. Yeah.
We don't thrive on structure. Is that what she wrote?
Right. Right.
Good.
For the MB Myers Briggs type perceive. Yeah.
Lord have mercy. That's very real for me.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank everybody who's watching. Pretty soon we're going to
Yes.
have a feature
Thank you.
in which we say, buy us a cup of coffee, and you can put a little tip in there. We'll have that up as soon as we figure out how to do it. And we
So
invite
as
you
soon as
to,
YouTube lets us and allows us, yeah.
yeah, we invite you to like our podcast and to subscribe. It's a high honor for us to have anybody listening to us and interacting
Absolutely.
with us. You're warmly welcome.
We appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
Most people view afterward, but those who tune in live, we always appreciate that and the interaction. So thank you for joining us.
100%.
All right, we will see you all in 2 weeks. Be safe. Thank you.
Peace to one and all.